Who's ahead in the campaign cash dash for Vermont?
We have a first look at preliminary fundraising numbers ahead of the August primaries, showing where candidates gather their support.
Channel 3 political reporter Calvin Cutler joining us live in the studio. Calvin, let's start with the governor's race. Where do we stand tonight?
Yeah, good evening, Darren and Kat. Incumbent Governor Phil Scott, who continues to dominate in the fundraising race. Now, Governor Phil Scott raised $126,000 and spent $84,000. He has well over $500,000 cash on hand. His Democratic challengers, former Middlebury School Administrator Esther Charleston and former Underhill Select Board member Peter Duval, did not file fundraising or spending reports. Meanwhile, in the race for Lieutenant Governor, incumbent David Zuckerman raised $111,000, spent $70,000, and has about $50,000 on hand. His primary challenger, Winooski Deputy Mayor Thomas Renner, raised $43,000, spent about $8,000, and has over $30,000. In the GOP primary, Rutland accountant Greg Thayer raised over $2,200 and spent about $1,700. Now, his challenger, former Democratic Senator John Rogers, who's running under the GOP ticket, did not report any spending or fundraising. Kat?
And Calvin, you've told us about how a lot of the action is happening kind of in the down ballot contested Senate races where the ability to override or sustain vetoes from Governor Phil Scott is on the line. What are you learning about those?
Well, Kat, data shows that some state Senate races are raising just as much, if not more, than statewide seats. Former Channel 5 reporter and Democrat Stuart Ledbetter raked in $48,000, spent almost $9,000, and has almost $40,000 heading into the summer. Democrat Catherine Sims, running for former Senator Bobby Starr's seat, raised over $40,000 and spent about $10,000 and has over $30,000 on hand. While Republican Scott Beck, vying for former State Senator Jane Kitchell's seat, raised $35,000, spent over $7,000, and has almost $30,000 to spend. So big dollars heading into a primary season where the balance of power could be on the ballot.
I guess so, Calvin. What else stood out to you?
Well, Darren, Treasurer Mike Pieciak, who political observers say has ambitions for higher office, is building his own campaign coffers. He raised bringing his total war chest to over $200,000. However, he previously told us that he would not run for governor this time around. Darren?
Calvin Cutler live in the studio. Thank you.